Okay, example 2. The student council plans to sell pizza slices to raise money for charity. Determine the profit function and the number of slices sold that maximizes the profit. So we have to maximize the profit. Remember, whenever we're looking for a maximum or minimum, we are looking for the vertex. So it says the revenue function is R at x equals this, and the cost function is C at x equals this, where x is the number of slices in hundreds. So x is the number of slices sold in hundreds. Now, in your textbook, it talks about profit. And remember, it's asking us to maximize the profit function. It's not asking us to maximize the revenue function or the cost function. It is asking us to maximize the profit function. So it's asking us to maximize profit as a function of slices sold. So what is profit equal to? So it's very important that you look up revenue in your textbook and you look up cost. Now revenue, if we speak about student council or anything, so let's talk about, let's say, a movie theater. Revenue is all of the monies, all the money that is going into the cash registers, whether it's for ticket sales, popcorn, anything that's coming into the register is revenue. Debit, using debit, cash, credit, anything going in is revenue. That's what is coming in to the business. The costs are all the costs associated with running that business. So for instance, in a movie theater, you have to pay employees, you have to pay for the movies, you have to pay for the facility, for water, for hydro, all those things you have to pay for, and those are the costs associated with running that company. So how much profit does the company make? So at the end, how much profit do they get to keep? How much money is actually theirs? Profit is going to be the revenue, which is all the money coming in, minus all the costs that are incurred for running the business. This is what profit is equal to. Okay? So we have to maximize profit, and we know profit is just revenue minus cost. So they're letting us know what revenue is, and they're letting us know what cost is. So the profit, as a function of number of slices sold, is equal to the revenue, which is negative 30x squared plus 260x, and I'll leave that in brackets, minus the cost, which is 80x plus 180. It's very important you leave this in brackets. Now if you continue this, that means profit is just equal to, I can clear this bracket because nothing is affecting that bracket, 30x squared plus 260x, and then this negative sign applies to both things in here, so that's minus 80x and minus 180. So therefore, the profit function in standard form is going to be equal to negative 30x squared, and 260 minus 80 is positive 180x minus 180. So this is the profit function. Okay, we haven't even started the question yet. We know that the profit function is negative 30x squared plus 180x minus 180. And now it's asking us to maximize profit. So I'm going to maximize this thing. So I'm just going to rewrite this, and I'm going to find the maximum of the profit. So again, profit is equal to negative 30x squared plus 180x minus 180. And I am asked to maximize this. Again, in order to find a maximum of any parabola, because this is a parabola in standard form, you have x squareds and x's, in order to find the maximum of any parabola, what you're going to have to go and do is find the vertex. So you have two choices. Either put this into vertex form by completing the square, which I would never do unless the question specifically asked me to, or find the vertex of this thing using our little secret of finding the equation of the axis of symmetry. That's what I'm going to do. So I know that the equation of the axis of symmetry is negative b all over 2a. In this case, x is equal to negative, and then b is 180 all over 2 times a, which is negative 30. Continuing this, x is equal to negative 180 all over negative 60. So that means x is equal to negative 180 divided by negative 60 is positive 3. So I know that the vertex is when x is 3. So I'm going to plug in x equals 3 over here. And so this is going to be negative 30 times 3 all squared plus 180 times 3 minus 180. And so the profit at x equals 3, make sure you do the square first. 3 squared is 90 plus that times that is 540 minus 180. So the profit at x equals 3 is going to be equal to that times that, which is negative 270 plus 540 minus 180. And so the profit at x equals 3 is going to be equal to, that's 270 minus 80 is 90. So the maximum, or the vertex over here, is 390. Okay? And so if I take a look at this, now I can figure out, just by drawing a picture, we know that we're trying to find the maximum. And we know it's a maximum because this thing opens down. So there's going to be definitely a maximum. Now, looking at the vertex, the maximum, there is a max. There's a maximum of $90 made because the money is in dollars. And it happens when, or it happens at x equals 3. But what does that mean? It means, remember, x is the number of slices sold in hundreds. So the maximum is $90 when they sell not 3 slices, but 300 slices. Okay, that's when x is equal to 3. So student council can make a maximum of $90, and that's when they sell exactly 300 slices. Again, the other option would have been to complete the square. But it's very important that you know this for your test, because I've seen test questions and quiz questions that talk about profit. Now, if they give you the profit function already, that's great. But if they don't, and they give you what revenue is and what cost is, you better know that profit is going to be revenue minus the cost. You have to understand what revenue is and what cost is for running a business, and what the profit is. The profit is the money that they actually get to keep after they've paid all their employees and so forth. So again, but if you have this and you want to find the maximum, I personally wouldn't complete the square. I would find the equation of the axis, using the equation of the axis to find the highest point, and then I have my vertex 390, and I can tell you that the max is $90 when they sell 300 slices because x is in hundreds.